We already talked about scaling in one of the previous videos, and I will link to that video in the description below. Today I want to take you to the application of scaling, and therefore I wrote a little piece and I will talk you through it. Please watch until the end, because we will listen to another orchestral interpretation of the same sketch that Mark wrote. But more on that in a few minutes. So that is a good amount of more music that came out of the starting point just by using scale structures. So let's have a listen. The only question that you probably might have is, well, Frank, why did you use a substitute tone down here? Substitute tones are your wild cards that you can use whenever you want in order to compensate or make a line more fluent. And yes, this actually points down already to my tonic here, but still, that is not the reason why I used the F. The main reason is if I kept the G. Now you see that I would have run into this A flat on top. And this is what we call a 13. And when I bring up the overtone series real quick, then you realize there is no 13 against the root tone. This would be a D flat or a C sharp. There is none. But let me tell you this, the higher you go, the quieter those overtones become. Which means the higher those overtones get, the less of a problem they will be. That is why I used the F right here. The F was a very elegant way of moving out of the way of this 13. I actually want to use this exact progression. You could actually compare the root tones and it would be the same to above. Also, the chord structures, they remained the same. However, you see that now we have a melody on top here and more movement in those chords. So what happened? I wanted those chords to follow the melody, which means whenever it moved up, I had those chord structures do a position change so that they close up that gap right here. And when the melody comes down again, right here I go to another position change to free that register so that the melody can move to whatever place it wants to. And I want to play you this as well, because now with this melody on top, that is what became my sketch that I will orchestrate then. Yeah, sounds very romantic already. And it does sound very tonal, although this is not coming from any scale or any key. Whenever you run into a 13, and this is the A flat against this G down here, and it does not bother you, you can keep it. Because guess what? This is my name on the page. I'm in charge. If I like it, then I keep it. And the same is true for you. If that was your name, you are the one to decide. You are the composer. You are in total control. I just want you to be aware of these things because they add dissonance. And you should make a conscious decision on whether or not you want to have this dissonance in your piece of music. Let me play you the orchestrated version. I will follow along with the sketch here because I just, used it bar after bar. I wrote a little introduction. But still, I want to play you this guy here. It is funny because when you look at the starting point, this was the starting point. I did not start with all of those fancy things in the orchestration and have the strings alter stuff in the harmony down there. No, just have a process. I really love how this very simple chord progression up to here, that's nothing else in the circle of fifths. Then I go to a G minor chord here, which is the median to this guy. So again, this all is 100% diatonic chord structures or a chord progression. But once we brought in those scaled structures and this melody and the orchestration, out of a sudden, this really turned into something very beautiful. The funny part is, though, I asked one of our graduates from the academy, Mark Berkowitz. You still remember what I did on this sketch, which is this kind of Disney type of thing, romantic, slow moving. So Mark did something completely different, and that is this guy. I really hope that you find these videos helpful. If you do, please like them and let me know that you got value out of them so that I can continue making more of these. If you want to check out the Academy, then please head over to musicintervaltheory.academy. And I can't wait to welcome you there and help you get to the next level in your composition career. That was Frank. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye.